What's going on, guys? SpiLLi here again today to bring you another mouse review. Got in a new mouse. Go ahead and just show it to you immediately. I don't really have much else to say about it. SteelSeries Rival 100. So some of you may be asking yourselves, SpiLLi, why like a $40 mouse? You have, $70, $80, $100 mice sitting over here. Why would you buy a mouse with an inferior sensor, possibly from what some have said, a little bit lower build quality, things like that? One reason. So I have pretty small hands. They're about 17, a little over 17 centimeters, almost 17 and a half. So I have fairly small hands. The Razer Death Adder you guys just saw me review a couple days ago, huge, way too big for me. Pretty much immediately got rid of it. That was actually one of the few mice that I actually just straight up sent back. I mean, the sensor on it was great and everything. I love the 3989 sensor. I think it's really snappy. I think it works really well, but it was just huge for me. That being said, I used to love the shape of the SteelSeries Sensei. Some have recommended the Kenzu or the Kana, but those are a little bit old, and the build quality even seems a little lower than even this, possibly. And the reason I want a very small, lightweight mouse, even though this isn't the most lightweight in comparison to, say, like the Final Mouse or something like that, is because, and I doubt you're going to be able to see it on stream, but, I can't see, yeah, you're not going to even be able to see that, but right there, if you can't tell at all, which I doubt you can on my crappy 720p webcam, I broke my hand like really badly playing college baseball. What the surgeon described as pretty much the worst way you could break your hand. So I have pretty bad RSI in my hand, which is basically like, I don't even know what exactly RSI is, but basically it just gives me like, occasionally if I'm playing a lot, and I do work as a computer engineer, so I'm using a mouse all day, I get this like very stiff kind of achy feeling in my hand, and just using a heavier mouse, it just bothers me, using a heavier, bigger mouse at least. So I really wanted something that was fairly small like this is, and from what I've been told, I watch a lot of the Rocket Jump Ninjas videos. He described it as a very safe shape, so I kind of liked the thought of that, possibly. But yeah, let's get right into it. I didn't cut the stuff before I actually started this video, so let me cut it real quick. Okay, boys, so I broke the golden rule on this one. My own golden rule, at least. I always say I don't get very flashy things. All my stuff is pretty mild. But for some reason, this yellow-ass mouse grabbed my attention. And for some reason, I just wanted it. So here it is. Comes in some packaging. Super basic packaging. And here it is. Somehow this yellow-ass mouse grabbed my attention. I was like, damn, for something about that I want. And I think I'm going to pair it up with maybe like some blue on the back here, with the blue lighting here also. I think that might look kind of sick, actually. Not even a Navi fan or anything like that, but for some reason this kind of grabbed my attention. Okay, so let's do some first impressions of it. First impressions are, I've used the Rival 300. I haven't done a review on it. This is like a rubber spot on the Rival 300. On this, it's made out of pure plastic. I don't really like that immediately. This could be higher build quality. Don't think it'll bother me, but I do like the rubberized part on the Rival 300 right here. Some people hate that on the Rival 300 because it wears out, but I switch so much that I never really run into wearing out problems. But if you are a person that keeps your mouse forever, you might run into that problem. Number two, the side buttons here, Rocket Jump Ninja said they weren't that good. I don't know how I feel about them. They're not bad. They're not the worst I've ever used. And they're not the smallest I've ever used either. I feel like my FK1's mouse buttons were absolutely tiny. So not necessarily a plus, not necessarily a minus on that one. I'll give that one a kind of in the middle. Let's move on to the mouse 1, mouse 2. It's mouse 1, mouse 2. Pretty good. I actually kind of like the way they feel. Not nearly as stiff as like my FK1. Not as light as say like the G300. Right in the middle, kind of. Okay, let's go on next. I got go to the scroll wheel. Pretty good, a very in the middle feel, I would say, compared to like some of the mice. Not super tactile, but not super light either. Kind of in the middle, not too bad. I like the rubberized feel of it. Pretty good there, pretty good there. Push down. Push down's kind of heavy, actually. Like it takes a decent amount of force, but it's still not bad. I like the texture that SteelSeries makes their mice out of, at least this top part. This other part of it here is a plastic, but this top part feels really nice. Not really, I won't really have my hand on the sides other than my 2 fingers anyways, so your hand mainly sits on the mouse. So that's not a big deal to me. Another thing I like, and it doesn't feel as high quality as some of the SpiLLi stuff, but a non-braided cable. That's nice to me. I hate the braided cables. I just don't like dealing with them. They fray. They're stiff and hard to break in. So I do give that a plus on this. One thing that I'm immediately noticing that I'm kind of questioning is the mouse skates on this thing are tiny. Like, and when I say tiny, they're not the smallest I've ever seen, but they're very thin. Like they look just like super thin. Definitely not the smoothest glide I've ever seen. Definitely not the smoothest glide I've ever seen. I wonder if I have a couple extra pairs from like Zowie. I wonder if I could like fit those onto there somehow. Might try that. Because that's definitely not the smoothest glide I've ever seen. Other than that, I do really like the shape. Like I said, I have pretty small hands, so I think it will fit me pretty well. I'm really excited for a few mice to come out because this does not have a top level sensor in it, which I've heard anything past the 500 DPI setting can be very iffy and so-so. But I'll be playing on the 500 DPI setting anyways, because that's the lowest. I usually play on 450 on all my other mice, but this does not have 450. This has kind of some weird increments. But yeah, that's been kind of my first thoughts. I might try and do a follow-up video to see, like, after I get some gameplay in on this, if there's any like bad jitters from the sensor or anything like that. But for $40, this is actually, so far, it feels really nice. There are some other mice out there that are right around $40, like the G303, but I think if you're not sure, this is a very safe buy for $40. But yeah, I'd like to give some more thoughts on it once I've gotten a chance to try it out. And as always, guys, it's been SpiLLi. You guys have a good one, and like, comment, and subscribe. Try and answer everything as soon as I can. If you want to know more about it, want to know what other mice I might be trying, anything like that, yeah, just leave a comment. Thanks for coming, guys.